Lahat ng drama, lahat ng tawanan, lahat ng iyong all-time hits. Ang tanging huntahan ng Masang Lamaw. Number 1 sa Mega Manila, nationwide pa. Broadcasting from TGON, TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. Kool FM. You are listening to Kool FM. Live from Kool Studios. This is koolNews at 4.
Good afternoon and welcome to koolNews at 4. My name is Caro and here are the headlines for this afternoon. Over 31,900 policemen were deployed nationwide to ensure public safety as the country observes All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day or UNDAS this year, according to the Philippine National Police. In a press briefing on Thursday, PNP Brigadier General Juan Farjado said they dispatched more police officers to brace for the influx of passengers in terminals across the country. The number of personnel we deployed nationwide has already reached 31,974. This includes those deployed in cemeteries, transport terminals, and major thoroughfares, she said in Filipino. Farjado added that police regional office have been on heightened alert since October 28 and started self-deployment since then. She also reiterated that regional directors were given the discretion to increase the number of deployments depending on the prevailing security situation in their respective areas. The PNP officials said they have not yet monitored any serious threats other than those who brought prohibited items in cemeteries. Farjado reminded the public to observe the guidelines released by local government units for cemeteries. Earlier, the Manila government said the following are not allowed in the cemeteries, which are venters, firearms and sharp objects, alcoholic beverages, hats, guitars, loud sound systems, flammable materials, cigarettes, lighters, tarpaulins of private or political groups. Farjado previously said that with the revitalized police sa-barangay program, cops are also expected to patrol residential areas to prevent robbery-related crimes during the holiday. Manila City Mayor Hani Laguna said around 44 metric tons of garbage, equivalent to 15 truckloads, were collected at the Manila North Cemetery on Wednesday following the start of the UNDAS 2024 period. As of October 30, some 44 metric tons of garbage have been collected from the North Cemetery, equivalent to over 15 truckloads, a statement read. The statement added that about 50 truckloads were collected at the Manila South Cemetery on the same day. Laguna reminded visitors of the cemetery to practice clay go or clean as you go and to bring their own trash bags. While we have cleanup measures in place, we still appeal to all cemetery visitors to clean as you go or clay go so that they do not leave trash at the grave sites and along the pathways within the cemeteries, Laguna said in the same statement. The mayor also urged visitors to avoid bringing prohibited items into the cemetery. Only the police are allowed to have firearms on the premises. If you have personal safety and security concerns, seek the assistance of the police as you enter the cemetery and deposit your weapons with them, Laguna said. A total of 5,030 visitors trooped to the Manila North Cemetery on Wednesday, and 528 prohibited items were confiscated. The Philippine National Police said on Thursday that the confiscated items may be claimed on Sunday or Monday at the office of the Manila North Cemetery. The PNP also said that around 1 million visitors are expected to arrive at the cemetery on Friday. Mona Lisa Dimalanta was reinstated as the chairperson of the Energy Regulatory Commission, Malacana said on Thursday. A memorandum from Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin dated October 31 that said that Dimalanta's preventive suspension was lifted. Pursuant to the 22 October 2024 order of the Office of the Ombudsman in OMB-C-8-Jul-24-0066 entitled National Association of Electricity Consumers for Reforms Incorporated or NATSED Corp. Versus Mona Lisa C. Dimalanta, lifting the 20 August 2024 order of preventive suspension issued against respondent Mona Lisa C. Dimalanta. The latter is hereby reinstated as chairperson and Chief Executive Officer of the Energy Regulatory Commission immediately upon receipt hereof, the memorandum read. On August 29, the Office of the Ombudsman ordered Dimanlanta's 6-month preventive suspension in response to a complaint filed by the Consumer Interest Group National Association of Electricity Consumers for Reforms Incorporated. The group alleged that Dimanlanta was involved in the Manila Electric Company's purchase of electricity on the wholesale electricity spot market and passed the cost to consumers without ERC's approval. She allegedly committed grave misconduct, grave abuse of authority, and gross neglect of duty and conduct. Two lawmakers called up former President Rodrigo Duterte on Thursday, urging him to avoid using profanity using former legislative hearings. Refrain from using profanity and inappropriate language in formal legislative hearings, said the co-chairman of the House of Representatives Quad Committee, Laguna Representative Dan Fernandez and Manila Representative Bienvenido Ampante. This came after Duterte, along with expletive-laden testimonies, appeared before the Senate's Drug Probe on Monday. Perhaps if he were just a private person, speaking and joking like that would be acceptable. But when a former president of the country jokes like that, it's frightening, Ampante said in a statement. For his part, Fernandez questioned whether or not anyone from the upper chamber had moved for Duterte's prophecy to be removed from the Senate's records. It's embarrassing for us. Isn't there anyone who will stand up to delete or remove that from the Senate record? Fernandez said. According to Fernandez, if Duterte spoke in that manner in Quadcom hearings, he would ensure it would not make it to the official records. Earlier, Senate President Chis Escudero made a categorical stand against the use of profanity in the upper chamber, maintaining that the public should not get used to such language. The Senate chief's remarks came after Senator Risa Hontiveros called out Duterte on Monday for spewing profanity during the Senate hearing on the drug war. Duterte repeatedly used offensive language while explaining his stance against illegal drugs and criminality. It's good that Senator Risa pointed that out because I don't want the Senate, society, or all of us to become desensitized and think that it's okay. That's not okay. Escudero told reporters in a Kapitan sa Senado forum on Tuesday. Department of Budget and Management Secretary Amanda F. Pangadaman underscored the need to mainstream gender and development in the national budget at the first ever high-level ministerial international conference on women, peace, and security hosted by the Philippines. What we do more than tagging this budget is that we should already mainstream women in the entire national budget. You don't allocate just 5%. When our leaders propose the budget, they have to ensure that the women's budget or women empowerment programs and projects is the goal of that budget. It's like the entire budget should be providing livelihood, providing work, providing jobs to everyone, the budget chief explained during the thematic session on financing strategies for West Philippine Sea initiatives held on October 29, 2024. In her opening statement, Pangadaman also reported that 16.68% of the entire national budget in 2023 was located for gender and development, much higher than the mandated minimum of 5% allocation for gender programs, projects, and activities. She then shared the government-funded West Philippine Sea initiatives that promote women's empowerment and lasting peace and security in the country. These include social protection programs such as the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino Program or 4Ps, which also covers additional grants for pregnant and lactating mothers, as well as programs geared towards women's economic empowerment such as the Bondo sa Pagbabago at Pag-Asenso or P3 program. Pangadaman also cited the People's Survival Fund, which addresses women's needs during climate sea rises and disasters, as well as the Pamana or the Payampa at Masaganang Pamayanang program, which strengthens peace-building initiatives, reconstruction, and development in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. As you know, women empowerment leads to equality, equality leads to peace, and peace leads to economic development, and economic development leads to prosperity, the budget chief said during her opening statement. Meanwhile, Australian Ambassador for Gender Equality Stephanie Copus Campbell emphasized that the vital role that donors such as the private sector and philanthropic groups play in the successful implementation of WPS initiatives. Ambassador Campbell also highlighted the importance of telling women's stories, backed with research and communicating the evidence to those who have the sources to fund the WPS agenda. In line with this, the country director of IAS or HIAS UK Maria Jose Gomez Gonzalez highlighted the importance of taking women's stories and testimonies around the world to donors and countries. Director Gonzalez also emphasized the need for long-term funding for grassroots organizations, covering operating and administrative costs, and always with the implementation completion and results report. Finally, Philippine Commission on Women Chairperson Armalita V. Varvilla confirmed the challenge in the implementation of the GAD budget in the country. The submission of accomplishment reports will require evidence that government agencies have implemented and authorized the GAD budget as intended. So much more remains to be done to strengthen the results. Hence, we are introducing results-based budgeting that will enable us to see the impact of programs and projects in the lives of women, Valdivia said. In the end, the panelists agreed that there is more to be done to achieve the Sustainable Development Goal of gender equality and the empowerment of all women and girls. Let us do everything we can to further empower our women, especially the future generations of women who, like us, will stand up for peace and ensure not only the security but also the prosperity of nations, Badagaman concluded. The thematic discussion was moderated by veteran journalist and UN Women Philippines Goodwill Ambassador Karen Davila. It is now 4:11 in the afternoon, and we will get back into more news headlines right here on koolNews at 4. Stick around, we will be right back.
Want awesome TV? You don't need 175 reasons to get it. You just need 175 in load. With Signal Load 175, you can boost your entertainment experience without breaking the bank. Enjoy 30 days of free-to-air, plus premium local and international channels like PBO and Cinemo, Cartoon Network, Nick Jr., Rock Entertainment, Tap Sports, and many more for just 175 pesos. What are you waiting for? Load through Maya or GCash and start watching today.
Vice ganda!
And may for Max Saver Sulit Busog Meals.
Huwag nang gumastos ng sobra-sobra pa.
99 pesos na lang, sulit busog ka na.
Ang mabusugera.
Extra rice sa iraramba. Extra busog sa Crispy Chicken Filet Meal at Crispy Chicken Filet Ala King Meal na may extra rice na. 99 pesos lang in all stores.
Max Saver Sulit Busog Meals, 99 pesos na lang. Ang mabusugera.
Nay, dali ra gud nay, na ako'y capsule nay ba nga lami kini siya nay. Nindot kini para sa imong maintenance nay.
Unsa man na Magnum C nga kapsul?
Dili nay, lahi ni siya nay. Epektibo pagid kaayo ni nga kapsula nay.
Dili ko ana. Magnum C ra jud ako ang kapsul. Ug paimnon ko nimo ana, di nataka ilhon nga apo. Maunang Magnum C ra jud ako. Kasabot ka?
Di na yun mapugngan ang pagsalig sa katawhan sa Magnum C. The most trusted by seniors. Laging healthy sa Magnum C.
Christine Hermosa po ito. Ang family soap namin, di mahal. Pero ang nakukuha namin, priceless. Hi, Christine! Looking younger every day, ah. Fresh. Laging blooming. Ang kinis. Grabe, kaya lalong in love sa'yo si Oyo eh. Ganyan pag ang kutis, alaga. Kitang-kita ang ganda. Silka Papaya Soap with regular use. Sa 65 grams, 18 pesos lang na SRP, achieve mo ang kutis alaganda. Ala Christine Hermosa with regular use. Bili na!
Public Service Announcement. The National Telecommunications Commission, or NTC, informs the public that it has received reports regarding individuals pretending to be personnel or employees of the NTC. According to several reports received by the NTC Consumer Welfare and Protection Division, scammers' calls have victims and threatened them, claiming that their phone number is involved in a scam. The victim is then coerced into giving money to supposedly avoid criminal charges and have their mobile numbers removed from the added list of scammers. The NTC strongly reminds the public to be extra cautious against this type of a modus operandi. Such calls are a form of scams and are not legitimate. If you have information about this type of scam, you may report it to the NTC for immediate action through the following official channels.
Complaint link at www.ntc.gov.ph. For email, send it at contratechscam@ntc.gov.ph or at consumer@ntc.gov.ph. For calls, you may call 1682 24/7's consumer hotline or the numbers 89204464 or 89267722 and 89213251. And for Region 4A, you may call on 043-723-2495 from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday to Friday. The NTC appreciates members of the public who have reported this form of deception.
Sige na, sagutin mo na ako.
Ano ka? Sinuswerte?
Yes! Sa San Miguel Beer, Tansan Katutak Panalo under the Crown promo. Uminom at silipin ng Tansan at baka manalo. May 6 na Toyota Zenix HEV, 40 Yamaha NMAX na motor, 250 Samsung A15 smartphones, libo-libong San Miguel Beer shirts, jackets, at libreng beer. Up to 100 million pesos worth of prizes. Sali na sa San Miguel Beer, Tansan Katutak Panalo under the Crown promo. Promo from July 1 to December 31, 2024 for DOH FDA CFRR permit number 0646 series of 2024. Drink responsibly.
Get supercharged with BLDT Home Fiber Unli All. Unli mobile calls. Double the speed Unli Fiber versus previous plan. And Unli Signal. Get all these for just $1399. Visit any BLDT Home booth to apply. Get supercharged with BLDT Home Fiber Unli All. Unli mobile calls. Double the speed Unli Fiber versus previous plan. And Unli Signal. Get all these for just $1399. Visit any BLDT Home booth to apply.
Fuji Denso believes that appliances are long-term investments, so it is very important to choose wisely. And what could be a wiser choice than using reliable, durable, and energy-saving appliances from Fuji Denso? Just like families and companies trusting Fuji Denso, you will see the difference when you upgrade your usual appliances to Fuji Denso HD inverter appliances. Fuji Denso, quality above all. Upgrade your home, upgrade your business with Fuji Denso, quality above all.
Nananakit ang katawan? Hindi dapat tinitiis yan. Ipinakikilala. OL Scent Oil Liniment.
OL Scent Oil Liniment para sa rayuma.
OL Scent
Para sa muscle pains.
OL Scent
Para sa sakit ng ulo.
OL Scent para sa stomachache, stiffneck, cramps, sprains at minor skin disorders. May bagong kasangga tayo. OL Scent Oil Liniment. May tamang bango, may hagod at tamang init na kumakapit. Protektado ka sa bawat pananakit. OL Scent Oil Liniment. Always feel well, basta naka-OL. Methyl salicylate plus menthol and eucalyptus is the generic name of OL Scent Oil Liniment. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor. Mabibili na sa mga suking grocery at butika malapit sa inyong lugar.
Fofo, I think we really need to buy a chest freezer for the meat ng samgyup business natin.
Oo nga eh. Pero ano bang magandang chest freezer na bilhin?
Siyempre naman, Dowell. Sa Dowell Inverter Chest Freezer, meron na siyang dual function. Chiller and freezer at the same time. Tapos inverter pa, kaya matipid sa kuryente. Son ka pa?
Talagang pang your business edge ang Dowell, no? Tara G, let's buy one from the nearest store.
Get your Dowell Inverter Chest Freezer in stores near you.
And join the switch to Dowell Inverter Series.
Dowell, 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 Dowell.
This is Mikael Daez.
And this is Megan Young for
Dowell, bring goodness to life.
Basta para sa anak ko, ito todo buhos ang nutrisyon.
Dahil ngayon, ang Birch Tree Fortified may tripleng tulong sa kalusugan niya. Helps with immunity, bone health, at brain function with a balanced diet and healthy lifestyle for those age 3 and above.
Yan ang Lakas Depensa Plus Support Nutrients.
Araw-gabi tayong dalawa.
With Birch Tree Fortified.
Support nutrients refer to vitamins A and C for immunity, calcium and phosphorus for bone health, and zinc for brain function.
Welcome back. Customers of Video Union Bank Incorporated were met with error messages as they tried to access their Video Online and Video Pay app mobile applications on Thursday afternoon. Upon opening the online banking app, users are met with a prompt Video online experiencing downtime. We apologize for the inconvenience. We are working to restore the loading of accounts and balances on the video online and video pay apps as soon as possible, Video said in a statement. In a systems advisory, the video cited volume surge usage as the sudden In the systems advisory, the video cited volume usage as the cause of the sudden inaccessibility. The bank has been experiencing ever-increasing volume usage in our digital channels and has taken steps to adjust, video said. Today's volume has been substantially higher than the normal peak levels, it added. The downtime is being experienced right on payday and a day before the annual observance of UNDAS. Video then assured its users that it is already in the process of upgrading to a new digital banking platform, urging users to bear with them as they migrate to the new application. Video also said its clients may use the bank's website and automated teller machines for their banking needs. The Supreme Court has ruled that remitting contributions to the government service insurance system is not part of the mayor's job. The ruling was in the decision penned by Associate Justice Samuel Garland in acquitting Santo Tomas, Isabela Mayor Antonio Talaque of violating Republic Act 8291 or the GSIS Act of 1997. The SC cited RA 7160 or the Local Government Code, which states that municipal mayors are considered chief executives and not the heads of office mandated by Section 52G of the GSIS Act of 1997 to remit GSIS contributions. The Local Government Code does not include remitting GSIS contributions among a mayor's listed duties, the decision read. Furthermore, no internal directive or issuance was cited to demonstrate the mayor's involvement in the remittance of GSIS contributions, it added. The GSIS accused Talaque of failing to remit the social contributions of the local government's employees between 1997 and 2003, amounting to 12,071,451.22 pesos in 2003. Following a complaint filed by the GSIS, the Office of the Ombudsman charged Talaque with violating Section 52G of the GSIS Act of 1997. The Sandigan Bayan found Talaque guilty. Talaque appealed the Sandigan Bayan's decision to the Supreme Court in 2021, but it was denied. This time, the Supreme Court granted Talaque's motion for reconsideration. Apart from citing the Local Government Code which states that remitting GSIS contributions is not within the duties of local chief executives, the SC also ruled that the prosecution failed to establish that Talaque was responsible for remitting employees GSIS period contributions or that he intended to violate the GSIS Act of 1997. The prosecution also failed to prove that Talaque intended to withhold the remittance of contributions, it added. The Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporations or PAGCOR revenues for the first 9 months of the year have reached 79.3 billion pesos, up by 42% from the 55.95 billion pesos revenues year on year. PAGCOR Chair and Chief Executive Officer Alejandro Tanco said the increase was driven by the electronic games sector. The electronic games sector alone contributed 28.22 billion pesos or 35.52% to the gaming revenue pie, followed by the licensed casino sector which chipped in 30.84% or 24.50 billion pesos from licensing fees, he said in the news release Thursday. The state gaming agency's net income for the first 9 months was at 9.63 billion pesos, nearly double last year's 4.85 billion pesos. Our third quarter performance is a strong indication that in spite of the President's decision to ban offshore gaming operations in the country, we are still on track to meet our 100 billion pesos revenue target by year-end, he said. Of the total revenues, 69.88 billion pesos were from gaming operations and license fees. Other related services brought 6.43 billion pesos, while other income streams yielded 3.11 billion pesos. PAGCOR's contributions to nation building also increased by 40.39% to 48.88 billion pesos compared to last year's 34.82 billion pesos, Tanco said. From our total contributions to nation building, 33.90 billion pesos went to the national treasury as 50% government share, he added. Half of the remittance to the national coffers, or 16.59 billion pesos, has been earmarked for PhilHealth to fund the universal healthcare law. Aside from remittance to the national treasury, PAGCOR also paid a total of 3.49 billion pesos in franchise taxes and 421.35 million pesos in corporate income taxes to the Bureau of Internal Revenue. The Philippine Sports Commission received 5% share at 1.65 billion pesos. About 90.68 million pesos was released as incentives for athletes and coaches who won in international sports competitions. Social civic projects under the Office of the President totaling 9.26 billion pesos were also funded by PALCO. Cities that host Casino Filipino branches have received 525.95 billion pesos. The Board of Claims under the Department of Justice received 99.08 million pesos to compensate victims of unjust imprisonment. PALCOR also earmarked 140.20 million pesos for the Renewable Energy Trust Fund. And President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on Thursday assured Filipinos that the government remains in full control despite the destruction caused by severe tropical storm Christine and Typhoon Leon. In the statement, he said resources and personnel may be pushed to the limit, but the government has sufficient assets to mitigate the worst impact, recover from the wreckage, and rebuild stronger than before. I assured the Filipino people that the government is ably handling all disaster management efforts. We remain in full control, he added. Marcos also said relief and recovery efforts continue in areas affected by Christine, while preparations are ramping up for Leon. All agencies and instrumentalities of government remain on full alert and remain ready to deploy aid whenever it may be needed, he added. Christine ravaged the Pico region and other areas, while Leon left 150 people dead, according to the 8-area report of the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council. At least 29 people were reported missing and 115 were reported injured, the council added. And finally, before we wrap up with our newscast, here is the weather update as of 11 a.m. bulletin from Pagasa. According to its 11 a.m. bulletin update, the State Weather Bureau said Leon is expected to weaken further throughout the forecast period due to the marginally favorable environment and increasing light interaction with Taiwan. Despite Leon moving away from the Philippine landmass, tropical cyclone wind signals remain in some areas of the country. Here are the following signals for those said locations. For signal number 3 is Pantanes, Babuyan Islands, and finally for signal number 1 is mainland Cagayan, Isabela, Apayao, Abra, Kalinga, Mountain Province, Ifugao, the northern portion of Benguet, Ilocos and Ilocos Pagasa said Leon's eye was last seen 155 kilometers north of Itbayat, Batanes. It was clocking maximum sustained winds of 175 kilometers per hour near the center and cruisiness of up to 250 kilometers per hour while moving northwestward at 25 kilometers per hour. Leon is forecast to make landfall along the eastern coast of Taiwan on Thursday afternoon. After crossing the landmass of Taiwan, Leon will then turn northeastward over Taiwan Strait towards the East China Sea and exit the Philippine area of responsibility on Thursday night or Friday early morning, Pagasa said. And that is the latest weather update. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it for Cool News at 4. As always, if you have any news suggestions or feedback you'd like to share, you can get in touch with us at tvh.news@gmail.com. And join us again for more news headlines with Cool News at 6 later before Ask This Topic. Until then, I'm Cairo. Good afternoon.